You don't believe in your own stuff that you guys teach and preach. Because if you did, you would not need to spend hundreds of thousands of marketing dollars to attack one person and track a person down, making all these contrived phone calls and offering bribes to people. And yes, we have witnesses on that, by the way, all entered into evidence. And you wouldn't have to do that if you really truly believed in your power and the power of your Christ or your God. It tells me that you don't believe in God and you don't believe in the power of Jesus either. You're just out here floating, fabricating things and doing darkness in the name of God, which is even worse. You're pissed off at me because I have a different perspective of God than you do. And it's pissing you off so much to the point where you're willing to jeopardize your own freedom, your actual real freedom, and your bank account to attack in a very dark way. Not even realizing all the energy you're throwing at me, I'm accepting it and alchemically converting it into light. I could have put this video out the next day or the day after. I said to my wife, no, we're going to wait. Let the anticipation continue to build. Let it continue to build. I want more energy. I want all of the energy that they can send me, as much as I can max out. Let them make 50, 60, 70, 100, 1,000 videos. Get all of their hoard together and send them all to me. And that's exactly what you guys did, exactly as I predicted.
So one comment there is that he says that that's what happens with the change of image of Jesus. That whole conspiracy is rooted around esoteric wisdom, that if you change the image of Jesus and there's millions of people praying to that image, you kind of absorb their power. You know, it's a very dark kind of thing, but he literally just said that's exactly what he wants. It's very dark. This is satanic now. I mean, that's what this is starting to go into.
So I just waited patiently. I let the anticipation build. I let the videos go out there and let them get in circulation. I let the hype build up. And then I just absorbing right now at this exact moment in time. I'm actually eating that energy, that dark energy. I'm taking it all in and I'm alchemically converting it into light. That's the difference between me and you. One of the things I wanted to talk about when he accidentally disconnected his video again was this. I'm talking about Abraham and Isaac. God is supposed to be all knowing and all loving and all the same. He's all the same all the time. He's the same all the time. Well, if that's the case, and you really believe that the God of the Bible is the creator of the universe and has all knowing, all loving, omnipotent, and omniscient, that means he's everywhere at all times and knows everything before it even happens. All powerful. The word all is big here, all loving. Let's take a look at this. Then God said, by the way, God said this according to this text. I don't really believe this is really God, the God of the heavens and created earth and created the universe.
I don't know how much time we'll actually have to dig into this.
He's pretty much ends up saying that if this was to happen in modern times, like people would be in mental health asylums for wanting to sacrifice their son to God. And again, I think your whole thing, the Bible was written for us, but not to us, is relevant here. But I know it's probably a really long discussion, but do you have any shorthanded comments that can just give people a little bit of peace of mind? Because, you know, this is stuff I've struggled with too. Some of the Older Testament stuff is harder to really understand sometimes.
Yeah, I would say, you know, we do need to see some of this stuff as archetypal to what God is foreshadowing for Jesus. I mean, the whole point is that this happened on Mount Moriah, where the temple was eventually built, and that the temple then stood as a place of, you know, where God brought his people to him. And unlike Abraham, where God stayed his hand and said, I do not sacrifice your son, we then see thousands of years later that God doesn't stay his hand, and the knife does come down, but on his own son. Ooh. And so this is a foreshadowing, right? God takes on the punishment he deserves, that we deserve rather,